Welcome to LOQation, Cabrini College's weekly news program. I'm Jenna Rose DiGiacomo.
And I'm Sean Ostrowski. Here's your news now.
After having an interim president for this entire school year, the Cabrini College Board of Trustees announces that Dr. Donald B. Taylor will become the 8th president of the college. Dr. Taylor comes to Cabrini College from his current position as Provost and Chief Academic Officer at Benedictine University in Illinois. His presidency will begin on July 1st, and he is prepared to continue the traditions of the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart, the order that founded Cabrini College, according to Thomas P. Nerney, Chair on the Board of Trustees. Congratulations, Dr. Taylor. It's a steal. This Friday night, February 21st at 7 p.m., when the 76ers play the Dallas Mavericks at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. You could be there for only $12. The trip is hosted by the Cabrini Office of Student Diversity, and transportation is provided. The Cabrini College Body Image Coalition Club is hosting the annual Be Beautiful fashion show at 7 p.m. in Grace Hall, February 25th. You'll get to see your fellow student groups showing off their runway walks as well as their apparel. The Body Image Coalition Club focuses on body acceptance, wellness, and support, and seeks to embrace the fact that you are beautiful no matter what. I'll be seeing you there as I co-MC the show with my dear friend, Brandon Keith Mintzer. The Center for Career and Professional Development recently hosted a dinner for students who haven't decided on a major yet. It was a chance to meet with alumni about advice picking, the right major, and preparing for a job after Cabrini. Let's see what our LOQation crew found out.
Here we are at the Career Connection Dinner, where alumni are going to be mentoring students on how to get a job after graduation.
The purpose of the dinner is to bring together students, alums, and faculty so that they can mingle and talk about their career paths, the benefits of a major. And so for these students who are going to be mostly undeclared and undecided, so they can explore what majors are out there and ask questions of faculty members who have been in that field for a long time, and to ask alums about what was their experience in that major so that they can better decide what they want to do.
Yeah, and I got an invitation through the mail, and they asked me to come to this dinner tonight. And I was, it's a real honor because it really helps me try to decide my major.
One of the major key takeaways for me is that it's okay to be undecided, that it's, it's not the end of the world, that they're not alone. I hope that they see the other undeclared students in the room and they think that it's a good thing that I'm here because I can have conversations and other people are feeling the same thing that I'm feeling, which is probably a little bit of distress. And then also finding a way to deal with that distress by talking with the alums and talking to them about what did they do, what did they choose, and how are they happy after making those choices.
Alumni can offer suggestions to current students about career paths, about maybe activities to become involved with, internships, part-time work experiences, and maybe how better to focus and make some good decisions while they're still students.
My advice is to get experience while you're an undergrad, and I would say just by doing a variety of different internships. Even if you're an education major or a business major or a communications major, I encourage you to pursue internships in a variety of different fields. And going to our career and co-op office, a lot of people actually don't know about it, and this is not just on Cabrini College's campus. I find it that when I meet a lot of people, they didn't properly utilize the career and co-op office as best as possible. So I think that's the best place to start.
I hope the students realize that they can achieve anything that they put their minds to, that they're going to face times where they're going to be undecided and they're not going to be sure if it's the right major or right career path. And it's going to be the same way when they graduate. You're going to be 5 years out and say, I don't even think I like what I do. But you can change those things, and it's all about the experiences that you go through. And if you're willing to put the time and effort into something, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
So Nick, what's going on in sports this week?
Well, men's basketball team lost, but we did get a chance to catch up with Celine Brown, their assistant men's basketball coach. Women's basketball is all about overtime, and we're going to talk some Philly spring training. So let me tell you all about it. LOQation got the chance to catch up with Cabrini alum and current assistant men's basketball coach, Celine Brown, to discuss his journey through Cabrini. Let's check it out.
My decision to come to Cabrini College was based on I wanted to go to a campus where I knew the people would push me to be the best person I can possibly be inside and outside the classroom. I was looking for a place where I'd be close to home, that had my sport and my major. Basketball is something I never wanted to coach, and I wanted to stay far away from as possible. How I got into it is a funny story. Bobby Morgan, who was the women's coach at the time, she didn't have enough girls to run a full court game at practice. So she asked me to, can I come over so they can actually have 5-on-5 and run up and down in practice. And I did that for an hour. Right after practice was over, the coach at the time, who was here, John Zeke, one of his assistants asked me to stick around and help a kid out with some shooting drills. And I did that. And then next thing you know, that working with the kid after practice led to now being on the bench. My job, in the program is to take some of the pressure off a coach, let him game plan, let him get ready to prepare our team the best way he possibly can, and let me take away, the other things such as, if they're having trouble in the classroom or financial reasons or just off the court problems they need somebody to come and talk to. They know that's what my job, that's what I'm here for.
Slim has been more than a coach to me. He's been my mentor. Anytime I have a problem, straight to Slim, straight in his office. The office right on campus is easy, right in dead center. It's very, very convenient. Just go in there, have a conversation with him.
I love it because you have that family bond with people, with the players, and I'm a big brother to them. So traveling on the road together, eating pizza in restaurants together, these are things that we're going to be able to talk for 30, 40 years down the road. A good time we can reminisce on, oh, remember that bus trip to Salem, or remember this happened in the hotel. So they're my family, and I tell every guy in the team, you can call me whether it's 12 noon or 12 at night. I'm always there for you around the clock. So
yeah, he's been way more than a coach, friend, mentor, up and beyond.
Starts out as your coach, but definitely becomes your friend as you go along. And the past 4 years, it's what Salim has really become. I mean, he's been a coach, but he's a guy that you kind of look up to, and you want to be like him when he grows up, because you could see the success that he's had here at Cabrini, whether it was from playing to coaching to working in admissions. He's always like that one step ahead, and that's where everyone eventually wants to be. So. And
every day, our what we tell our players is hard work beats talent. With talent doesn't work hard, and we have talented players, but we want them to work hard every day, because that's how you get to the top of the food chain. Basketball never feels like work to me. I think that it's a lot of hours, but it doesn't feel like work because I'm enjoying it. And when you have good people around you, you don't even feel the number of hours the man hours that's put into being having a successful program or working to be a successful program. So no, I don't feel like a job.
Salim is a great coach and mentor to these young student athletes. Speaking of men's basketball, they lost. Their undefeated season has come to an end at Baptist Bible College. What? To a team that only had 7 wins coming into the game. It was an unbelievable upset. Anyway, they're now ranked number 6 in Division III, compared to their previous number 2 ranking. But they got back on track with an 84-72 win at Newman University on Monday. Vinny Walls led the Cavs in points for the second straight game with 28. Now, on the other hand, I have nothing but great news coming out of women's basketball. The best part is, they're playing exciting basketball, and they're all about this whole overtime thing. Recently, their last 2 games have gone into overtime, and they won. Their most recent overtime game was a 59-56 win at Gwen and Mercy on Monday. Brittany Sandone led the Cavs with 16 points, but Annie Rivatuso and Amber Keys both had double-doubles. Both the men's and women's teams are finishing up their regular season tonight with Senior Day, as both teams take on Keystone College. The women's game is at 6, and the men's game is at 8. Finally, baseball season is right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers have reported for spring training, and everything is right with the world. The Phillies are looking a little bit older this year, but some of the off-season moves are starting to make sense. They just signed 37-year-old A.J. Burnett to a 1-year, $16 million contract. But the big story is the fact that Cole Hamels will not be ready to start opening day for the Phillies. Through the start of their spring season, women's lacrosse team has been hard at work. The snow hasn't stopped these girls from practicing every day, no matter how cold it's been. Let's see what head coach Jackie Neary and some of the girls on the team had to say about the start of their 2014 season.
Started, I think it was the week of January 20th, and what I do is I normally start out, I don't want to use the word slow, but I start out intentionally with like 3 days and then build up to 4 days to 5 days to our first scrimmage. So I know the snow has been a big challenge for the men's team. because of the size of his squad. He has to get outside. He can't fit in the gym. I can comfortably fit inside the gym. Right now I have 25 girls on the squad. I'm missing, altogether it should be 27. I'm missing 2 basketball players. So we can comfortably in the gym do a nice competitive 7-on-7. The one thing that was good from the snow is the days that classes were canceled, we ended up going outside. So we were, it actually worked in my favor. So now this week, the snow hit again. We were outside last night. It was cold, but we made it work. So from now on, I am scheduled outside. Tomorrow we're out, so we're looking forward to it. The other big thing coming up would be we leave for Florida, March 1st. So we're going for spring training. For a week we'll be in Florida doing double sessions. So that's why I guess another reason I'm not as pressed to get outside. I know for us, the warm weather is much more inviting. So we're looking forward to that, our spring training trip. I think the junior class is very strong. I think we are upperclassmen heavy. And yes, we did pick up, we have a new freshman goalie that we're excited about, Megan Barlow. And then there's several field players, just off the top of my head, Sasha, Allie, Jess, just in general, every new kid that's come in, I think can contribute to this year's team. You take it one day at a time or one game at a time. So we'll start with Haverford. That's our first game. Obviously in the conference, Newman is definitely one of our nemesis, no doubt. And then I think Gwinnett Mercy just picked up a new coach that I think is going to, make them a much stronger team. So I know that they'll be challenging as well. It's just been a crazy winter, and it'll be good to get outside. So I think we're just excited to get out of February and get into March.
And that will do it for sports. And now to Sean for your trip across the nation.
Earlier this week, a CNN reporter walked into Northbury County Prison with plenty of questions for a woman and her husband about luring and killing a man with a Craigslist ad. Miranda Barber, the woman accused, told the reporter that this was not her first killing. When asked how many times she has killed, the CNN reporter said Miranda stopped counting after 22. The killings allegedly happened over a 6-year span in Alaska, Texas, North Carolina, and California. Officials from each state are looking back into their cold case files to search for clues to the possible murders. CNN reported that a University of Chicago student was found dead in his dorm room. Evidently, no one on campus knew that Nicholas Barnes had been face down, dead in his room for a week. School officials notified students through email of Barnes' death. Students from the University of Chicago were reportedly saddened and confused by his death. They gathered around campus to take a moment of silence to mourn the death of the student. That was your trip across the nation. So Val, what's happening in entertainment this week?
Well, Pete Wentz shared some exciting news with us, so let me tell you more about it. Pete Wentz is going to be a father again. The Fall Out Boy bassist and his girlfriend Megan shared the exciting news via Instagram on Monday. Wentz and Camper started dating several years ago, and he told sources that the couple talks a lot about getting married. This will be the second child for Pete Wentz, who welcomed his son, Bronx Mowgli, in 2008 with ex-wife Ashley Simpson. As for Megan Camper, this will be the model's first child. How exciting. So we were all aware of the magical proposal of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Well, this past Sunday, on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, we were all finally able to see how it went down. I'm sure fans were super anxious to actually see the celebration rather than just imagine it all. Hands down, Kanye definitely knows how to surprise Kim. Are you ready, Gladiators? Part 2 of Scandal Season 3 airs next week, Thursday, February 27th at 10 p.m. on ABC. ABC already started releasing clips and footage on the return episode. Are you excited for the intense show to air again? I know I am. Tweet us your thoughts at LOQation News. For the past few weeks, members of the Cabrini College community have had the opportunity to take part in a dating survey. Let's see the results and what Cabrini students have to say about dating in college.
Hi, it's Lauren Spires on location for LOQation. We are here to check in with the Cabrini College students to see their views on college dating and the results to the college dating survey.
I think the guy should pay the bill. I think it's just courteous when you're on a date if the guy takes you out on the date to pay the bill because, you initiated it and it shows, good standing, like good manners, I think. So it's endearing.
I think that the guy should pay for the bill because usually it's just a gentleman thing to do.
Women want to be equal to men. I think that there should be a total split Although I do believe in traditional chivalry.
Usually the guy pays the bill, but I think it depends on what date it is. If it's the first date, then he definitely pays, but we've been dating for a year now, so we usually split it if we can. I'll pay, I don't mind. I mean, he usually pays, but...
I'm old-fashioned. The guy should pay the bill.
I definitely think that phone applications and dating online applications have made it harder to define a relationship because you don't really know the person's objective. They can say, oh yeah, I'm on here for dating, but then when you meet them, it could be totally different.
Because it gives people a screen to hide behind and makes people less confident in themselves. They kind of cultivate this appearance for themselves, which is devoid of their body, which they don't feel confident in.
Like, I would personally prefer a face-to-face interaction, like in person, going out and actually meeting people. I know why that's harder and everything, but like, I think in the long run, it's better for the relationship.
I think they've made it easier. Online dating and phone dating apps have made it easier because you're on it to date, so you always know that you're on a date. It might make the date awkward because people can represent themselves differently, but I think you always know you're on a date if it's on a dating app.
I think that economic status shouldn't be a huge factor because you should definitely want somebody that is going to be nice on the inside and, you know.
I don't think economic status as of right now really matters, but maybe later on in life, you know, so you can support yourself and your family.
Economic status does not matter to me in a relationship at all.
Should money matter in a relationship? No, but because like you're in college and usually college kids don't have that much money since they're spending all of it towards college.
No, education doesn't matter. You just need someone that's willing to learn and not be thick-headed about things that you're both interested in.
I think it definitely matters. I don't want to date someone that doesn't want to learn, and I don't want to date someone that's dumber than me.
Education level does matter to me in a relationship. I do not want to be talking to a brick wall. I'd like to have intellectual conversation.
Intimacy is a huge factor in a relationship, and how are you going to know that if you don't test the waters?
People think that only, you know, if you're dating, you should be having sex, but they start off that way first, and then it tricks themselves into thinking that now they are dating.
I definitely think it's a bad idea to date in college. From personal experience, I've never had a relationship really last. They're only like a few months at a time.
I think that dating in college can be either an awesome idea or the worst idea of your life, because in college you're trying to find yourself, and to be in a real relationship you have to be very happy with yourself. And the only way you're going to be happy with yourself is if you find yourself. And most of the time you're finding yourself in college.
Thank you for joining us and being a part of the College Dating Survey. Tune in next time. I'm Lauren Spires on location for Location. Now back to the news desk.
That was your weekly entertainment update. Now let's check in with Jenna Rose for your news around the world. Youth make up the majority, but as of right now, the newfound military under the leadership of Field Marshal Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is losing the youth support. Egypt's future is their youth. Egypt is now faced with unqualified and incapable citizens to deal with the bind they are already in. They are stuck in the 1980s, according to the New York Times. Now ministers and government officials are trying to figure out a way for the youth to speak, perhaps by creating a committee for them. Certainly wasn't the first time a plane was hijacked from Ethiopian Airlines seeking refugee status. Earlier this week, a plane headed for Rome went off course and headed for Geneva, Switzerland. The co-pilot took control of the plane as the head pilot stepped out. The pilot, who feels as though he is threatened in his own country, decided to seek refugee status in Switzerland, according to CNN. His efforts did not go as planned, and the plane arrived in Geneva. Police were already there waiting for arrival. The co-pilot surrendered to the police and the airport was shut down for some time, but no one was hurt or threatened on the plane. In Tanzania, all different age groups gather around a dance floor as they watch their fellow friends break dance for a better tomorrow. The youth center has an array of activities for everyone to do, but the B-boys of breakdancing are the biggest spectator event. Tanzania, another country that faces unemployment, government control, and poverty, are seen as another place where youth don't have a voice, according to the New York Times. This is where the Arab Spring movement had began, and since they feel isolated, they began looking to drugs and smuggling and even reverting to militancy. Thanks for catching up with us this week. For Location Weekly News, I'm Jenna Rose DiGiacomo.
And I'm Sean Ostrowski. Make sure to stay up to date by following us on our social media platforms. Simply search Location News. Have a great week, Cabrini.